Alrighty there folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video, and I'm going to take more time off of Dominaria. I do need to put in more Coreset 2021 content, so we're going to take a brief break here. I did finish an Azorius Flyers deck for the Coreset 2021, which was kind enough to give us 7 wins, but here, let's just do another one so some of you can kind of understand the recent set and how it operates. Alrighty then, Coreset 2021 Premier Draft, Pack 1, Pick 1. What do we have to find pleasure of opening? Well, Scavenging Ooze is a good reason to be in green. Green is not particularly an amazing color, but a card like Scavenging Ooze definitely will enhance your deck. This card can just get out of hand in the late game, and there's always going to be creature cards, I think, in your graveyard, in any graveyard, and you don't really care about messing with your own graveyard if you're playing in green, unless you have reanimation shenanigans like Rise Again. But against opposing other reanimation decks, you can mess with the graveyard quite nicely and also gain nice value. So Scavenging Ooze is a clear, easy first pick. Another great, easy, clear first pickable card is Enthralling Hold. Just nice steal the creature effect on turn 5. And usually in this format, everyone's always attacking you, so getting to steal their best untapped creature is not too difficult. Garruk Rising is also pretty good in the red-green deck, and green-black, mostly 4-power related, so don't sleep on this card. And best common is Roaming Ghostlight, but we'll take a Scavenging Ooze as an excellent first pick. Followed by the Scavenging Ooze, we are past a pretty powerful rare 2, the Pack Leader. Pack Leader might not be in the same archetype in white-green, but it's still a very good white card in any white deck. This is a signal that white-red is open, and it is the best card in pack overall. Alternatively, I could just take a Drowsing Tyrannodon, which is an excellent green common, but it's still early in the pack. I don't know if I want to commit myself into green right away. The Drowsing Tyrannodon is good, but it's just not the same power level of something like Pack Leader, which, essentially whenever it attacks, it just gives all your dogs indestructible, including itself. So it's pretty good, and there's a ton of dogs in this set, so it's going to be my pick here. Alternatively, another great option in this pack is Gormand. Gormand is very good if you can reanimate this over and over again. But I think I would still take Drowsing Tyrannodon over Gormand if Pack Leader wasn't in his pack, just to stay in green. Since Gormand is a good card, but it's not completely broken and busted. Cards like Pack Leader are completely broken and busted. You can play this in any white deck. Obviously, he's going to be best in white-red, but we can still play in white-green +1/+1 counters as long as we get enough dogs. We could maybe go Dog and Cat Tribal with the Feline Sovereign. Otherwise, we could just take a Siege Striker as a more conservative option in case green isn't open. Kinetic Augur is only for blue-red spells. Siege Striker is the best white card in this pack. There's some good black cards like Finishing Blow, but they're quite expensive. I think I would take my first Feline Sovereign over Truffle Snout. We could just try it. It's not wrong. We can go both Dog and Cat Tribal. We just picked up a Scavenging Ooze, and it's a pretty interesting choice. Dog and Cat Tribal is white-green, and we have a pretty decent setup for it. We are going to miss out on a Siege Striker if green isn't open, but if green is open and we take the gamble quite nicely, we can pick up some nice Pride Malkins in this deck, and then Dogs, and we have both of our Lords. I think we're going to have some fun today. Let's take the Feline Sovereign. Alright, no amazing green cards. I guess there's an Igneous Current in case we end up white-red. The best card in this pack is the Reign of Revelation. Does play good in the white-green and the green-blue draw your card matters archetype, which we could still be. Alternatively, there's an Igneous Curve if we end up in white-red. Fearsome Path hasn't been too impressive so far. The Celestion Force is more of a white-blue card. I'll take a gamble with the Reign of Revelation. I could always take the Igneous Curve, the white-red Hound Master gets passed to us, but there's a chance we could end up in white-blue, and the Reign of Revelation can be quite nice. Ooh, Tempered Veteran. Well, that's a white-green card. Why not? Malefic Scythe is definitely at a much more higher power level, but I don't know if I want to take it with what we currently have. Rousing Reed is also very good, but this is a sign that white green could be open, and we have a pretty nice setup with it, with the dog, the cat, tribal lord, scavenging ooze. So I think it's a tempered veteran here. So it's a good sign that white green is open. So we didn't see any other amazing black cards to pass pack, so we don't know if black is open. But the Malefic Sight is definitely not a card you should sleep on, but we'll take a tempered veteran here. Well, this pack kind of sucks. I don't like any of these cards. I guess I don't mind a short sword. I don't even like our cards in the white-blue Flyers deck. Rin Wingmare is okay. Thieves Guild and Force, I guess, could be fine if you, in a later game, I guess. I guess it's good in a tutelage deck. Like if you end up in white-black tutelage, just can flash in quite nicely, help the mill the opponent extra 2 cards, and then the Death Touch is quite nice to trade with. But overall, I think we're just gonna take a short sword. Seeing all these white cards, and we'll take a nice Alpine Watchdog to go with our pack leader. Nothing else in this pack really amazes me. And Invigorating Surge is pretty good in the white-green +1/+1 counters deck. I mean, this being passed to us is a signal that white-green could be open. Alternatively, there is a Keen Glide Master if we want to be in Azorius Flyers deck, but we have a nice setup for white-green, so we'll take the Invigorating Surge. We really hope to be in white-green. I don't really like Shieldmates. Maybe I can speculate on Igneous Curve. Like, I really hope to be white-green, but there's a chance it could still be cut off. So I think I'll take the Igneous Curve. Stun Shieldmate I don't find particularly impressive. The Igneous Curve could be important in case we end up in white-red doggos. Here we'll just take a Crypt Lurker. Doesn't seem like a good card anyways. And a Siege Striker in Wield. Wow. It has to be the Siege Striker over the Truffle Snout. I think Truffle Snout is good, but Siege Striker is at a premium. It's an uncommon. We can always pick up Truffle Snouts later. They play really well with the Tempered Veteran, but the Siege Striker is a better card. Don't think we're playing any of this. Guess we could end up in red, white doggos perhaps, but again, I still want to be in white-green. So white-green seems relatively open with the late Tempered Veteran, but we'll see about the next pack. This seems like a pretty fun draft so far. Demonic Embrace is a messed up card. However, there is a Conclave Mentor. And we're already in white. We picked up some green cards, and this is a pretty broken card in the white-green deck. So it's going to be my pick here. I think Demonic Embrace is more flexible, obviously, since it's that single color and the most busted broken card in this pack. But in terms of synergy, we're focusing on white-green, I think, so Conclave Mentor is by far the card we need. It's the more flexible, disciplined pick. There's also other great cards like Hunter's Edge, Swift Response, Liliana's Devotee, but we didn't see any black in the first pack. There's no reason to take a black card. Someone will be very happy with it, the Demonic Embrace, but we're going to take a Conclave Mentor here and drop a nice broken white-green +1/+1 counters deck, and we'll take an Invigorating Surge. There's a chance the Fungal Rebirth could wheel. So just not a very powerful card. Some good red cards include Shock. Battle Rouse Shaman is going to be best at white, red as well. But Invigorating Surge is what we're looking for. It is what's synergistic. It puts a bunch of +1/+1 counters everywhere. And Lordscale Qual will be an excellent splash. Here, it's a pretty interesting decision between Siege Striker, Drowsing Tyrannodon, and Swift Response. So we kind of have to look at our curve. We have a lot of good 2-drops already. We don't have a lot of good 3s. The Pump Spell is a 3-drop. Drowsing Tyrannodon is very good if we can put a counter onto it, but that is if we can put a counter onto it, and we currently don't have any Pride Malkins, so it doesn't look amazing. Here I think I'll just take a Siege Striker. I could also argue with the Anointed Chorister as a pick, but I think Siege Striker is just a way better card, so I think I'll take it here. I mean, I guess the ways we put the +1/+1 counters is to use the Invigorating Surge onto the Drowsing Tyrannodon. But I don't really want to use a combat trick just to do it. I prefer to have the Prime Malkins, which we currently don't have. Heroic Intervention could be pretty interesting. I could just take a Canopy Stalker. It's not bad. Like, I could use a 4-drop if we don't ever pick up any. But it does trade down. It kind of sucks. Yeah, it kind of does suck. I guess I'll take the Heroic Intervention. Like, it is situational, but it can be pretty strong if the right situation arises. So I think I'll take the heroic intervention. And now we got rewarded with a nice 1-drop. Anointed Chorister, get in here. And another second Anointed Chorister, definitely get in here. So happy that we picked those up. More dogs. This could even be 15 lands, given how low this curve is. I don't think we're playing any of this. We're in white-green for sure. Pride Malkin is a nice cat. Feline Sovereign, it can gain a counter whenever something dies. Seems pretty good. We'll take a Defiant Strike. Hopefully we don't end up playing it. Or end up playing it, I don't know. But so far this is our deck. What are we lacking? Pride Malkins, we're lacking removal. That's pretty much it. Like, I can sell for a 15 land low curve deck here. But we definitely need more +1/+1 counter synergies here. So hopefully we pick up Pride Malkins to fill this huge gap at 3. Maybe a Basri's Acolyte on 4 would be quite nice, and then a nice Hunter's Edge to round out our removal package. But yeah, took the gamble. We did get wheel our Siege Striker with the pack with a Feline Sovereign, so I'm quite happy with that. Ooh, I guess someone's really having a hard decision. 4 packs, okay. So this must be something good coming to us. Someone's taking our Hunter's Edges, which would be nearly busted in our deck with Conclave Mentor and Tempered Veteran. Also, Basri's Solidarity would be pretty insane this deck too. Well, Ward of Battlements, we could end up playing this or not. It's not a good, particularly exciting 3-drop. Works better with flyers. But okay, I guess the person was just AFK. There was really nothing in this pack to debate over. I don't really want to play a second short sword, but it could happen. Okay, so next pack, let's get reward, and we did. Pretty nice, excellent 4-drop. Puts a +1/+1 counters. Anything else with +1/+1 counters, when they die, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Also protection for multicolor is quite nice, and the vigilance attacking is also nice, so it's also a pretty good blocker. If this wasn't this pack, I think I would take Falconer's Adept. We're not really looking to ramp with the Llanowar Visionary, but it's an easy Basri Lieutenant with our white green +1/+1 counters theme. So opened up a rare in our color, quite happy with that. So another nice, excellent, fine first pick. And now what? Pretty much nothing. Don't think we need a Legion's Judgment. I think I'll take another Sabertooth Mauler at 4 though. Enthralling Hold is the best card in this pack, but we're not in blue. We'll just take another Sabertooth Mauler since it can gain a counter at least whenever something trades. And we'll take a second Conclave Mentor. Yep, we'll just take it with these double invigorating surges and the tempered veterans. It's quite insane. This is looking like more like a 15 lander more than anything else. So we could run something like a Defiant Strike in this deck. And I like these Alpine Watchdogs of our pack leader, of course. Also, this is a pretty decent 2-drop. The fact that it's Vigilance, when you put a +1/+1 counter or a sword onto it, can be quite nice. I also wouldn't mind main decking a dub in this deck as well. Someone's eating up our Pride Malkins and Hunter's Edges. If we had the Pride Malkins and Hunter's Edges, Drowsing Tyrannodon would be so good in our deck. It's not even funny. Okay. Well, this pack sucks. This is a really bad pack, jeez. Guess we take the Legion's Judgment in case we don't find any more direct removal. I don't particularly like Trackdown. Fierce Empath has been an underperformer. Because since we don't really care about searching up 6-cost cards, we don't even want to curve out into a 6-drop unless we are lacking playables. Like in this deck, I wouldn't mind like 16 lands with a Colossal Dreadmaw, of course, but I think I'm aiming towards 15 lands with an incredibly low curve. And we'll take a makeshift battalion as a nice 3-drop in this deck. Could fill the role at 3, has +1/+1 counter synergies. Valor Steed would also be a fine 5-drop in this deck. Okay, I guess we could just play a security scene. That is the late Alpine Howlmaster, though. Unfortunately, red did seem kind of open, but I mean, we got passed up a bunch of green pretty early with the Conclave Mentor and Invigorating Surges, so it made me assume that green was open. Might even play the security scene. Hopefully not. I don't really like it. I hate that card, but sometimes you have to deal with a Brash Taunter or some annoying artifact. You still give them a 1/1, so it's not great. We don't have a lot of evasion in this deck, so there's not a lot of flying. It's more like just beating down. There's a Garruk's Uprising. There's a Dub. Guess I don't mind a 5-drop. There's also Dual Land that can help us fix, but I guess we can take our Valor Steed now to have something at 5 at least. We're not looking to ramp. I guess I don't really want a second Valor Steed. Like, I don't mind running Security Scene at 5 here, because again, we are lacking removal. But I guess I'll take it here. And we can still run like some sort of 15-land aggro deck with all these weird 5-drops. And Defiant Strike as a cantrip, of course. Someone's taking our Pride Malkins. What's going on? Did I mess up this draft? Maybe I messed up this draft. I mean, I swear white-green was pretty open in the first pack. So that made me want to settle into it with double Conclave Mentor. This deck is nearly busted if I can put counters into something. Alright, not the most amazing deck. Someone was cutting us off of green. But hopefully we can get there, I think. I guess I can play double Short Sword. I might as well play double Short Sword. I mean, I don't really... Ooh, even Dual Land Wield. So maybe the color wasn't cut off. The archetype wasn't cut off, but the color for green definitely was. So that definitely affected our strategy. So we can go 15 lands, I think, with this type of deck. I like my 4s. I don't really like Secure the Scene, but I'll play it since I'm lacking removal, and I don't want to rely on the pump spell. Legion's Judgment has to make it because I'm lacking removal. 3s are good. 2s are good. Heroic Invention could maybe save us out of nowhere. Maybe we have to go for an all-out attack. We have to use the Heroic Intervention to kind of save our creatures while they're attacking. I think I'll cut a Defiant Strike and throw in a Short Sword, and 15 lands look really decent. Slightly favoring white, but I think I need my green early on too. I could just cut a green and just go 9 white sources, 7 green sources. I do want to, of course, play my early 2-drops, but with all these white creatures, I think this is fine. Yeah, let's try this deck out. Should be okay. Seems okay. I'll be surprised. I hope this deck at least gets to 4 or 5 wins. I don't expect this to get to 7. It's definitely lacking a core component, which is removal, of course, and the Pride Malkins on 3. And someone was gobbling up our Basri's Acolytes as well, so... Okay, Sword, Intervention. This is not a good hand. But I guess I have to keep this because I don't really want to go down the land. This is really not a good hand, but we'll try it. If I have to go down a card in the 15-land deck, I'm going to be quite sad, so... at least hopefully we can top a 1-drop or 2-drop here. And nope, never lucky. Let's play the land out pass. Okay, so we could just lose this if we don't have our early drops. If he kills our creatures, then we're done for. Here, I don't mind just playing out the makeshift battalion. I could play the Watchdog equip, but he can just shock in response. We'll just play out the makeshift battalion. Hopefully he can survive end of turn, which he probably won't because it's just slight pause. Yep, slight pause always means he has removal. Okay. At least we bait that out. Hopefully we can draw more creatures. Pride Malkin, okay. Our Alpine Watchdog can attack past it. So what we can do is we can play out the Doggo, equip the Sword. I can also leave up Heroic Intervention as a hexproof trick, but I think this is fine. This is okay. Hopefully it enhances the Pride of Malkin so I can kill it with the Legion's Judgment. Usually in green there's a lot of 4 power, so that should be okay. Leaf can adventure, find targets. Or I can just put a counter and go slow. I guess I don't mind trading for this. I mean, it's a pretty nice deal if I can trade for this. This is a pretty nice deal. Okay, no, and it's on curve, so... Alright, hopefully Basri's Lieutenant survives. Opponent just passes. If he attacks, it's going to be quite awkward. So I guess I can attack here and see what happens. This has protection for multicolor, so I'm just fine attacking Vol. So you can't block with the 4-3. I do have the Heroic Intervention up if he wants to try anything here. We'll block, see what he tries. Titanic Growth. So what if I use Invigorating Surge here? So this is going to gain a counter. It's going to be a 4-5. And then it's going to be a 5-6. That's not going to result in a trade. However, I can do this in response, so then I don't die, so nothing dies. And he wastes his combat trick, and I can save my combat trick next turn. Or I can just play it out this Watchdog, which is quite nice. Just go wide even more. Play more stuff. Could have a Hunter's Edge here, okay. Hunter's Edge is fine. So I could attack here, offer a trade, and then use Legion's Judgment on whatever remains, or I can just attack, offer the trade, or I can use Invigorating Surge too if he decides to do some weird block. I don't mind the Invigorating Surge, it's quite nice. Just to get down my way and to deal damage. Could have another trick here, okay. Just passes, he just concedes. Realizes he can't get through my giant blocker, my giant attacker, so... That game I don't know if I was supposed to win against a better opponent, because that was a pretty terrible keep. But we'll keep trying. Okay, so we can equip a short sword as Conclave Mentor. I think this is a fine keep. I don't really want to lose my Conclave Mentor, but I have to keep this. We are 15 lands, we don't have any flood insurance, our deck is just looking to beat down really hard, so we just want to deal as much damage as possible and just rush the opponent down essentially. Not an amazing strategy sometimes, but you gotta do it. We can just equip the short sword, keep up Heroic Intervention if he has a removal spell next turn. Tempered Veteran is very good. Let's just equip the short sword, attacking for 3. And then if he tries to answer this, we'll just use the Heroic Intervention to save it. So the synergies are definitely working together. Cycling Wicker Wave, so a nice black-green Reanimator deck. I mean black-blue Reanimator deck, so he could play an Obsessive Stitcher next turn. No, just a Cultivate, so he's going deep. And then we can attack for 4, play out the Sabertooth Mauler. Okay, opponent's going very deep. But we are flooding, but at least we can play all our stuff, so don't mind that. We can play out the Sabertooth Mauler. Next turn we have access to Heroic Intervention. We just want to kill the opponent as quickly as possible, of course. And hopefully he doesn't 2-for-1 us. Enthralling Hold, that's not good. Enthralling Hold is not good. Okay. I guess I don't mind playing out my land, eventually start putting +1/+1 counters everywhere. I can also move the short sword, so that's quite nice. Obviously, we want to move on to Saber-Tooth Mauler. Attacking for 5. Skyscanner can serve as a fine ground chump blocker. Vodalian Arcanist, okay. So I have a pretty decent attack next turn. If he tries to do some weird double blocks, we can use the Heroic Reinforcement. Heroic Intervention, I mean. So what we can do is we can play out land. I guess I can attack with both and make a counter on something. Alternatively, I can move the short sword attack with all. He goes for some weird double block. I can use Heroic Intervention to kill everything. And this will also gain a counter, and I can use Tempered Veteran. Yeah, let's just do that instead. Let's just move the attacks here. And then the Doggo will survive, of course. Well, that was a little bit of a weird block I just did. Guess I shouldn't have done that, maybe. Yeah, let's just use the Heroic Reinforcements now. I don't know if I could have done this. This was a little bit bad for me. I forgot, but I forgot he could have made that block, so we'll just pass. This gains a counter, untaps. So then we can start loading up counters onto Saber-Tooth Mauler. However, if he does answer our Saber-Tooth Mauler, we're in trouble, but we can still load up counters onto the 3-3. Sure. Just play out more creatures, develop the board. I mean, he has all the mana in the world, of course. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attack with both. Okay, Doggo gains indestructible. He's going to chump. The Mauler's going to gain counters. Okay. We're going to play out the Valorous Steed. We can put a 1-1 counter on the Saber-Tooth Mauler end of turn. So, yeah, we're in good shape. This is really not the set, by the way, where you want to do rampy, weird shenanigans like this guy. You just go wide and kill, essentially. I'm surprised this is even 2-0. This should not be a 2-0 deck. We have 0 flyers. We're kind of just relying on our combat tricks to punish the opponent. So against a removal-heavy opponent, we should be in huge trouble with this deck. Alright, yep, this looks very good. We have our cat lord, but no dog lord. So we'll just leave with the short sword. Alpine Watchdog comes in. Tempered Veteran we can always do later. So black. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. We have one copy in our deck, I think, so we should not be too upset. We can equip the sword to hold this off or play out the kitty. The kitty does have protection from doggos, right? Only other cats. Okay, so it's not as amazing as the pack leader. Still a good card, but not super amazing. Okay, that's a pretty annoying card. So now we can just play out the Feline Sovereign, hold off the 2/2, take 3. Don't really want to trade. I could trade here. Trade wouldn't be that bad, but he's most likely just going to gain life again. I think I'm fine attacking. This is okay. He's probably going to gain life and get back end of turn, so I'm giving him free value essentially for doing this. Otherwise, he'll be attacking me for 3 and he can sacrifice this and draw a card, which I don't want, so. He might consider not attacking the 3-1. The 2-3 can hold off the 2-2, which I'm quite happy with. Next turn, we could play Basri's Lieutenant. Strange attack. He could have life gain synergies. Yeah, I can hold off the pack leader, so I don't know what he's thinking here. Tavern Swindler. Okay, so he's trying to leverage the life gain plan. Here, we're just gonna play out land. Where do we want to put the counter? That's another good question. I don't think the 3-powered creature is gonna do much. Maybe we just put on Basri himself. Yeah, put on Basri himself. That's gonna be quite insane. It would kind of suck if he has finishing blow to answer Basri. So I guess we put on the Feline Sovereign. I don't really want to put all my eggs into one basket, but at least this can hold off the 3-1, and the 3-4 can also hold off the 3-1. So we're in good shape. However, this Tavern Swindler and Silver Smoked Ghoul combo is quite annoying because he can just draw cards and activate over and over. Okay. I guess I don't mind the Tempered Veteran here, and then the Short Sword equipping. Guess if he wants us to kill a creature, I guess we'll just play the Valorous Steed. There's really no need to do anything. We'll just trade for the 4-3. He can attack with the 3-1, sack it, but we can just trade for the 4-3 with our 3-3 here. Hopefully he doesn't put any counters or any shenanigans with this. I can always just double block it though, if he tries to use the Alchemist Gift on it. Or if he has a stupid Feat of Resistance, which you can't do anything about. We can just let it resolve and have it one trade for a creature. What we can do is that we can, if the Tempered Veteran survives, we can start loading up counters onto everyone. And that's even better with the Conclave Mentor. So now what we can do is we can play out the Tempered Veteran. We can play out the Conclave Mentor. We can put this short sword onto the Feline Sovereign, not the Basri's Lieutenant, because we want the Basri's Lieutenant to stay alive for the most part, and that holds off the 4-3. And then we can start loading up counters onto everyone, and then essentially just make a huge board of stuff that he can't attack past, and then we can just win the game by that. I think it's kind of some weird. It's a form of weird attrition play. I guess we have to wait until we find Heroic Intervention, and we can go for an all-out attack and try to win by that way. But okay, he's just gonna draw cards. Makes sense. And he might just flip this Tavern Swindler, which I'm hoping he does. Nope, he's probably playing to attack with the Blood Glutton. If that's the case, I don't mind if he uses a combat trick to deal with our 4-5. But it will probably imply that he has a combat trick. And if that's the case, do I want to throw any more creatures in front of it? A Feat of Resistance would suck here. Of course. That would kill my Feline Sovereign. I'll make a 2-2. The Tempered Veteran can start putting up counters on everyone. And then we can start... Then we'll just have large creatures all day. So this attack, okay, I guess we're blocking the Feline Sovereign. Hopefully I don't get completely blown out. Feat of Resistance is the only thing, but then my 3-3 will survive. I'll block like this. I think I'm willing to risk it here. And hopefully he only deals with my Feline Sovereign. If he does have Finishing Blow, I'm gonna be quite sad here. But I think he would have expected me to single block instead, so okay. Alright, trade happens, that's good. He can just get back to Silver Gold Smoked Ghoul end of turn. I can start putting +1/+1 counters everywhere. I can also start attacking. So this is not bad. Liliana, okay, Wanker of the Dead. I guess he's gonna minus my Tempered Veteran.
Address me as Queen
Makes sense.
of the Dead, please.
Wanker of the Dead,
You
that's
can
why I called him.
scream if it hurts too much.
Okay, so I guess I don't mind just attacking with, the 4/5, but he's probably gonna chump block. He's probably gonna double block Basri. I guess I don't mind just sending my 2/2s and the 4/5 and everyone at the Liliana. I guess this is fine. I don't really want to risk Basri. He can make me discard, but who cares? He won't be able to kill anything. So I think this attack is fine. He might have some recursion spell like Sanguine Indulgence to get back his life meter. Okay, that's not bad.
I'm a survivor.
We'll just play out the Sabertooth Mauler. And, well, it has protection from dogs, so the dog, so yeah, the pack leader can't block it, so we do have a nice attacker here with the kitty, so we'll just pass. Next turn we can start swinging in for 5 with the dog, with the Sabertooth Mauler, or we could just swing in with, like, the rest of the other creatures and, grow this Sabertooth Mauler. I don't mind that. Okay, is that heads? No, it's tails. Okay, Deathloom Thallid. Guess I don't mind sending my 2/2s and attacking in, but this is also a pretty powerful card. Guess I can just swing in with the 2/2 here and keep everyone back. So it's dog and cat tribal, essentially, which is hilarious, in my opinion. Wondering why he didn't swing the Sky Scanner a couple turns ago, too. So this is going to be some weird, long, grindy matchup. I actually just want this trade to happen so I can get, essentially just get my counter. But he can't always get the Silver Smoke back, that's fine. I can grow my Sabertooth Mauler and hopefully start attacking with it. My dogs will all gain indestructible, of course, unless he has a trick. Okay, just gonna draw a card. Okay, it's fine with me. That's fine. I'm gonna get a counter anyways, end of turn, because something dies. Okay, sure. Celestial Enforcer gonna start tapping down my blockers. So this is just a huge stalemate. Okay, so stalemate. This is definitely a huge stalemate. So I need some 4 toughness creature to attack past this. Huh. So, this is tough. The 2 power is also swinging in the air, so that's also not great for me. He can also lock down my Sabertooth Mauler, which also isn't great. Guess I don't mind just attacking the doggos here. Yeah, let's just move into the pack leader and attack the doggos and try to get in some damage. Doggos, of course, can start attacking. Opponent just allows the fight to happen. So I guess I don't mind just attacking for 6. I can also just offer the Sabertooth Mauler to get these blockers out of the way. Do I care about the Feline Sovereign? Not really. So I can also offer the Feline Sovereign. because I don't really have any more cats in the deck. I just need to start chipping in for some damage, forcing some weird blocks onto the opponent. I guess he can start tapping down my Mauler, that's fine. He's out of cards here, so... And I can just start making 2/2s. And I can just equip the swords to deal with the 2 to do that. I mean, I just need to clear this 4/3 blocker, I think. Opponent is definitely contemplating here pretty badly. Okay, yeah, I actually want to kill the Mass Blackguard. Okay, this is strange. Actually, I don't mind the cats dying either. Okay, and we're going to kill a Celestial Enforcer here. The reason why is that he can start tapping down stuff with it. And he has no more cards in hand, so I actually don't mind him offering the Celestial Enforcer. That's a much more scary card that needs to be dealt with. Yeah, these are the blocks I actually want. And then I'll just make 2 soldiers from the Basri's Lieutenant. So yeah, we're in good shape. I can now move this to, I guess, my Watchdog, or Basri's Lieutenant, of course, so he can't attack in with the 4/1. So yep, we'll just pass a turn. He's going to get that end of turn, of course, but that's only end of turn. Hopefully he just doesn't attack here. Of course, he attacks for 2, so we do need an Invigorating Surge off the top, or some way to get us +1/+1 counters. So here, what do we do? I guess I don't mind just equipping here. Move the combat. I could have actually attacked with Fall as well. Like, attacking with Fall wouldn't have been bad either. Maybe I should attack with Basri's Lieutenant. Maybe he double blocked it, but he'd be taking too much damage, I think. He's probably planning to sack his Silver Smoke Ghoul, lose life, and draw cards. And hopefully he can land on tails more often than not, so... This is fine. We get in for 3. He can only make a Sapperling at the end of this. We have another 3/3 dog that can do a ton of good work here. And now I guess I don't mind. I guess I don't mind putting it onto a Watchdog in case he kills my Basri's Lieutenant here. He's just going to sack this and draw a card, and then he's forced to use the Tavern Swindler over and over and over again. So an interesting way to leverage card advantage. The opponent is just trying to use the Tavern Swindler, which is a fine play, but it is a bit risky against a very aggressive deck like ours. Hope he lands on the tails. Okay, yep. So now a really reliable way to leverage life gain. I think the Tavern Swindler does have a lot of issues doing that. So if he attacks with a 2/2, I might consider going for an all-out attack. Heroic Intervention would be pretty nice off the top if we can get that going. He's probably going to sacrifice a Sapperling or something because you need to find playables. Okay, Daybreak Charger, just trying to enhance his flyer to close out the game as quickly as possible. I guess I don't mind trading Basri now. Ooh, Invigorating Surge, that's a good one. Huh, that's a very good one. Okay, so we can move the short sword. I might as well just go for an all-out attack here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for an all attack here. The Invigorating Surge should just win me the game, I think. Yeah, I think we got this. That's fine. And then yeah, the Invigorating Surge should win me this game. And then before damage, we just use the Invigorating Surge and just close this game out. Yep. Opponent shouldn't have traded off the Celestial Enforcer since he had a flyer that could just constantly tap down my biggest attacker every single turn. So I think the huge play was getting rid of his own Celestial Enforcer. So that was key to stalling me out essentially and just chipping in the air. Okay, Anointed Chorister. I think we have to play the tap land on turn 1, but that's fine. We do have a bunch of 2-drops here to deploy. Yeah, we have to play the tap land, unfortunately. I do want to maybe sometimes just play the Anointed Chorister and attack, but this is okay. We'll play out the land. Definitely not going to lead with a Conclave Mentor. We'll leave with the Watchdog instead. And hopefully we can get a land to deploy our Siege Striker and whatnot. Sky Scanner, okay. Right, land is good. Huh, I guess I don't mind Makeshift Battalion. I mean, it could hit harder. Siege Striker, if I play the Siege Striker, I can double spell and get in for a lot. Next turn, I don't know. I think I'll consider the Siege Striker here. He's probably hiding his 4th color. I'd be surprised if it was black and the Skeleton Archer comes down to answer the Siege Striker. But I'll probably, if he's going to keep 2 mana untapped, I'm not going to attack for the Siege Striker because that implies a swift response. But we'll take 1 here. The Siege Striker can definitely get out of hand if it's not dealt with. If he passes his turn, I'm just going to attack the Alpine Watchdog, but never mind. So now we can make a pretty insane attack. Alternatively, we can just... Huh. This is pretty interesting. I can tap both of these down and attack for 4. Alternatively, I can just play the short sword, equip to the Alpine Watchdog, play out the Anointed Chorister tap. Nah, let's just play out the second Siege Striker. I think we just want to start pressuring him even more than necessary, and then we can get him for a nice solid 6. So this card is very excellent. Don't sleep on this. And he does need some ways to deal with both our Siege Strikers. Its opponent drafting mono white. It must be missing a 2nd color. That does suck. Hate to say it. Swift response might just be coming in. But it's fine. We do have a follow-up Siege Striker. We can force him to start chumping. Dub. Okay. You don't really want dub. I guess the dub will prompt a trade. So what I can do now is I can just go wide. So if I tap 3, that's going to be 4 blockers. Alternatively, I can just play the Conclave Mentor, the Anointed Chorister. I can offer one for trade. I mean, I guess one of them will trade anyways, right? No, I can only tap 3 creatures. So I think the right play is to attack with only 1, and then tap all 3 down, and then offer trade with the Sky Scanner, of course. Because that's first right. Okay, he just doesn't care. Funny enough, he just doesn't give a shit. Sure. Anointed Chorister. Maybe a swift response, I think. So yeah, I guess I can just deploy both these 2-drops, give them both double strike, I guess. And they'll both be 3/3s. One of them can trade for the 3/3, I think. Or I can just go all in with just 1. Going all in with 1 isn't bad, but he's just probably going to chump block with the Anointed Chorister, of course. This is double strike, so yeah, I guess we just go for it here. Yeah. Yeah, this card is pretty insane. White did not need cards like Siege Striker. They already had Feat of Resistance. They didn't need anything like this. Probably has a trick here. He's forced to chump here for sure. Yeah. He has nothing now. It's just game over at this point. Goes to show you how aggressive this format is and how 1-drops and 2-drops are very important. I'm going to mute you. Sorry, I know you're salty, but you can rope me. I don't care. Okay, opponent sees the writing on the wall. Yeah, pretty fun and interactive game of Magic. Play those Siege Strikers, play your 1-drops, your 2-drops, etc. This is Coreset 2090. This should not be overperforming, I don't think. I think this is a solid deck, but it's definitely lacking removal. It's lacking a lot of components. And this is a 15-lander, which is quite absurd. So I don't even know how this is a 4-0 deck. This should not be a 4-0 deck, I think. We should have lost the game by now, at least. Alright, well, turn 3 Siege Strikers were on the play. I mean, this is kind of interesting. I'll risk it. This is a huge risk, though, so if we don't get a green land, we're essentially, or a 3rd land, we're essentially screwed, but we can maybe run away with 3 Siege Strikers. Put Mulligan down too, so we are not in bad shape unless we don't draw a land. And we did draw a land, so we're in good shape. So we can leave a Siege Striker, play even more Siege Strikers, etc. Well, that's a pretty nice card to play against us. We're just gonna leave a Siege Striker. If he puts a counter onto that, I'm fine just Legion judgmenting it. Okay, I'll just do it right away, and then we can get in for 2 next turn. So, yep, can't really afford to block that. Alternatively, I can be greedy and play my Siege Striker, but we're just gonna lead with a nice Legion's Judgment so he doesn't outrace us. And I'm fine attacking for 2. Ooh, and our Drowsing Tyrannodon? Oh, cool. Yeah, this card is very good. Oh, Goblin Arsonist is also quite good against us. Yep. Unfortunately, that's not good for me. Jeez. Yeah, not good. Okay, well, there goes our game. I mean, I guess I just need to find green mana and hopefully find some way to stabilize. We'll just stay back. The Goblin Arsonist is quite annoying. I guess we can keep up Heroic Intervention for a turn where we're looking to attack. Finally found a green source. Okay. Do I want the Cat Lord? No, we'll just be mana efficient here. Play out the Sabertooth Mauler and say go. And then maybe we can go for an all attack with Heroic Intervention. I think I like that idea. We're just going to play everything out here. Go for an all attack and then do the Heroic Intervention thing. I can secure the scene that, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm gonna mute you. I don't know why people do these weird emotes. It's like, come on, it's just a game. Stop freaking out. I guess I can do some crazy double Siege Striker shit once I play out my Conclave Mentor. Oh, I guess he's like teched against me, so. Alright, we're just gonna play out the Conclave Mentor. I could secure the scene one of the Goblin Arsonists. I guess that's not a bad idea. Not a crazy idea. I mean, just so he doesn't have a million of those, no attacks. Okay, so we do need to start shipping in, I guess. Huh. I guess we're dead if we attack back, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I think we're fucking dead. Yeah, we're kind of screwed here. Huh. Yeah, we're kind of screwed here if we attack. We'll lose a Siege Striker. Oh, I guess I'll just attack with one Siege Striker. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll just attack with one Siege Striker. I guess that's fine, just attacking like this. Yeah, opponent might be speculating on an all-out attack. What we can do is we can Heroic Intervention him. I guess this also gains a counter, so that's also nice. So that can trade for the 6/6. Ooh, this is not bad. Okay. Opponent's just looking to kill me with maybe an all-out attack, I'm thinking. And we can keep the 6/6 back. I mean, I guess the 6/6 will start growing. Okay. Huh. I cannot allow him to do that to me. So he's forced to stay back here. And we can keep getting in with a Siege Striker, I think. I guess he's just gonna try to alpha me here. Okay, that's fine. Guess it triggers on a stack, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, Elder Gargoth. Okay. That's a scary card. So that also has reach. Guess I can play out this Alpine Watchdog. Guess this will untap anyway, so I don't mind attacking with it. Okay, this is hard. Guess we're just at a board stall here. Yeah, we're just at a board stall, I think. Huh. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna stay back with all. There's really no need for me to attack anymore. I would love to have a flyer at least to get across, but this is just a huge board stall. So I do need like an invigorating search, hopefully, to pump across, I think, with the Siege Striker. Okay, so we're essentially dead if we don't deal with this, so... Okay, this is not looking good, but we're gonna have to do some blocks here. Oh, okay, yep. Oh, that sucks. I mean, at least I'm still alive. But essentially my whole board is just dead. Okay, Burn Bright killed me. Alright, that was the first actual difficult opponent I faced, but yeah, don't know if I would want that. Kind of need my +1/+1 token, my +1/+1 counters to go off, or my Tempered Veteran. Yeah, not winning that one. Fine opening hand though, but still, just too many high toughness creatures for my Siege Strikers to get across. And then the Goblin Arsonist pretty early on kind of blanked my Siege Strikers from getting attacks in. So that one was hard to navigate. Maybe I should have attacked earlier with the Siege Strikers with the sword. I can attack and then tap them one with the sword on and start attacking. But the opponent had a pretty strong deck. Drowsing Tyrannodon and then Pride Malkin. That was pretty difficult. Alright, well, we just need our green source. I mean, this can go either good or poorly, but we are running 50 lands we're on the play. This can either go bad or poor. I don't know. It depends on if I get my land drops. My green. If I get a green, I'm in wonderful shape. If not, we're going to be in big trouble. If I'm willing to risk it here. Well, at least we can play out a short sword. That's not bad. So we are trying to be mana efficient here. Alpine Watchdog, perhaps. Ooh, Watcher of the Spheres. Ooh, that's good. So now we can equip. I think I don't mind trading for the 2/2 here, and then we can play out Conclave Mentor. It's fine. Since getting every single point of lifelink damage matters, we'll just start curving out here. Okay, opponent passes. Could see the Fear Resistance here. I guess I'll just put out the Siege Striker instead. I mean, and we'll just pass. This is pretty strange how he just passed a turn and didn't. I don't know if he's bluffing something here. Next turn we can always attack with a Siege Striker, or we can attack with a 2/2. I don't know. We could play around Swift Response, perhaps. I don't even know what he has. I don't really want him to Swift Response my Siege Striker, because that's kind of my way to just destroy him, essentially. Guess I don't mind offering the 2/2. And then playing out the Sabertooth Mauler once it dies. So we'll definitely offer a trade here. And I think I'm fine playing out the Sabertooth Mauler. Of course, he could have Lofty Denial, but who cares? I mean, he's going to eventually have it, so. He's saving up. He's keeping up a Swift Response for sure. I honestly think this is a Swift Response that he's keeping up the whole entire time. He could just be bluffing, of course. But I think I'm just fine constantly attacking him for 2 and gain life. Alternatively, I could cast a Siege Striker. I could attack the Siege Striker and the Anointed Courser. I guess I'll bait it out, given that I have a second Siege Striker already. So this is fine. I had to bait it out eventually. And then whatever dies, the Sabertooth Mauler will just come back. So yeah, knew the Swift Response was coming. He can trade here, or he can take it. We'll play out the second Siege Striker here. Hopefully there's no Lofty Denial. Obviously there isn't, and we'll just pass a turn. This will gain a counter, so it can also start beating down. So the opponent needs to string together a long, he needs to string together a large amount of removal spells, otherwise he's kind of screwed, I think. I think we're fine still attacking. I'm definitely not going to attack with the Anointed Chorister because the 4/3 blanks it, so what I can do is I can move the short sword to the Siege Striker. Move to combat. I'll attack with the Sabertooth Mauler. And he can only kill one creature, but he can double block a bunch of the other ones, so just tap everything down. This is a 6/6 double striker, so he needs to chump it. And he needs to double block perhaps the Sabertooth Mauler before it gets out of hand. Yeah, he needs to chump this. Okay, that's good. And we're going to kill the Aven Gaggle Master, obviously. I guess I could just target this Ghostly Pilferer first. I don't mind that. Yeah, we'll order the Ghostly first because you have a weird pump trick here. He's gonna use a feat of resistance. Oh no, no feats. Okay, so yeah, I think we won. He's at 5 life. I'm at 27. There's no board wipes in white blue. He lost both of his best creatures, I think. Shipwreck Dowager's fine, but he won't be able to get. I guess he can get back a swift response and answer the Siege Striker. But that's fine. We can pump the Anointed Chorister eventually. Opponent just passes. Okay. So we have a swift response. So what we can do now is we can put the short sword onto an Anointed Chorister. And then equip the short sword on the Anointed Chorister, make it into a 3/3. And then we can offer a trade with the Anointed Chorister. I guess he could swift response and kill it. Okay, that's fine. And that gains prowess, but who cares? He can swift response it, but that's fine. I want him to because I want. Oh, he's just gonna trade for it. So now we can move the short sword onto the Siege Striker. And he's forced to keep up 2 mana per turn just to deal with it. Celestial Enforcer, that can start tapping things down, so that's going to get quite annoying. Invigorating Surge, on the other hand, isn't. So I guess... Guess I don't mind just attacking a Vol. Actually, that's not a good idea. Huh. I don't mind trading off the Feline Sovereign for the Celestial Enforcer. I know it's probably not lethal, but I guess if he doesn't block, yeah, I guess we can attack. He probably won't block it, that's fine, I'll just play out the Makeshift Battalion. I want him to use a Swift Response here. Yep. I want him to use it, so that's good. So now we can start developing our board even more. We'll play out Makeshift Battalion. And then we can start swinging in. And we should be in fine shape. Teferi's Prodigy is quite annoying. Huh. I guess I don't mind a Makeshift Battalion as a trade. Hopefully not another Swift Response. Let's just move the attacks here. I guess you can tap the Siege Striker. Okay, I guess I'm fine attacking a Vol now. And then maybe offering, yeah, maybe attacking a Vol isn't correct. You can also offer the 3/2. And maybe casting Invigorating Surge on it. Guess I also don't mind offering the Anointed Chorister, because I have an Invigorating Surge as backup to kill something. And which one do I keep around? I guess I want to kill both of these, so we're going to pump the Anointed Chorister instead. I guess once he loses his flyer, he's not going to have, Okay, I like this block. I'm definitely going to take out the Celestial Enforcer because, if he has another flyer, we're in trouble, so... Yeah. That was a nice 2-for-1. And then we can start equipping the swords onto our Conclave Mentor and attacking. So I don't think he can effectively win this game. I'm at 36 life. He would need some large bomb. Okay, thanks. Nice. I shouldn't emote the opponent. Yeah, I shouldn't have emote the opponent. That's rude. Yeah, I guess we just move our short swords. I don't even know why he hasn't conceded yet. Yeah. Right, so currently 5-1. Let's keep playing. Very close to getting to 7 wins. Crazy enough, I can't believe this deck is overperforming. I mean, I guess it's a very aggressive format, and then I just have amazing, like, 2-drops. That's the reason why. But against a real heavy removal deck, I think I should be facing some huge issues. Alright, this isn't a good hand. However, there is a turn 1 short sword. I just need to get green mana. I am on the draw with a Conclave Mentor. This is a pretty bad keep, I think, but we'll keep. Because we are running 15 lands, we're on the draw. Okay, there it is. There's our source. So we can leave with a Conclave Mentor. That's pretty nice. Then we can leave with a Siege Striker. Drowsing Tyrannodon, however, is a scary 2-drop, so I'm glad that we actually hit our green mana. Because once it comes down, it's going to be quite scary. Hopefully no Pride Malkin, which I probably will see. Okay, Spore Web Weaver, no Pride Malkin. I could attack and then Invigorating Surge, but I think that's a little bit too risky. We'll just play the Siege Striker. The Siege Striker can effectively become a 3/3 with the Basri's Lieutenant. But I don't know if I want to put a counter onto the Siege Striker. I think I might just put it on the Basri's Lieutenant because this already has pseudo toughness, so to speak. So let's play land. Let's play the Basri's Lieutenant here. He got a swift response, so I'm going to play around that. I'm going to actually just put the counter onto the Basri's Lieutenant. And not the Siege Striker, because Siege Striker again has pseudo can get in as a 3/3, so we're gonna stay back. I can't attack past the 1/4. We can play out land. I guess I don't mind the Valorous Steed, and then the Siege Striker can attack. Since it can just attack, tap everything down. The question is, do I want to tap everything down? So he's going to be 3/3. I guess I'll just tap like this. He could just swift response to my Basri's Lieutenant. Let's just tap everything. I don't really care. If I'm tapping the Basri's Acolyte and Conclave Mentor and that's going to risk a swift response, I might as well just tap like this. Okay, so he's just going to block for a turn. I guess I can kill a 3/3. It's not going to kill me, though. I can kill a Drowsing Tyrannodon at least, okay? He's not taking damage, so that's not going to give him anything. It's just going to make him larger. So in a sense, I don't know what that was for. It was just for defense for a single turn. Swift response, okay? Knew that was kind of coming, but sort of expected that when I tapped it. So now it's even better. I can just put the short sword onto the Siege Striker. And then attack with it. And then I can play out the Sabertooth Mauler if he doesn't block. He's going to take 12, which is a lot. Okay, let's see him use something here. Yep. Let's see happen. He could just use another Feat of Resistance here. Okay, I mean, It's not going to die. He's just going to gain counters, but he's wasting his feat of resistance essentially. Yeah, he's just trying to buy himself some time, but he's wasting all of his feat of resistance, which makes me very happy actually. Even Gaggle Master, okay. He eventually needs to block, otherwise he's going to take too much damage here, I think. Okay, well, yeah, he's probably going to stay back here. The Siege Striker is going to hit too hard here. Okay, now I can also play out the Makeshift Battalion. Move to combat. Tap everyone down, and then... Yeah, Siege Striker is pretty insane. And now we also have Invigorating Surge with the Conclave Mentor, so it's even more crazier if he doesn't block here. Now the Saber-Tooth Mauler can untap, and then I can... Now it becomes a 5-5. I don't think he can win this. I guess he has a Fungal Rebirth here. Yeah, I guess he's just going to try to grind me out with attrition, I think. Probably has a Fungal Rebirth. I guess I'll just attack with a Siege Striker again, because, I guess I can attack with both of these, and the Makeshift Battalion will gain a counter. Or I can keep the Saber-Tooth Mauler back. I think it's fine just attacking fall. And we also have Invigorating Surge if he tries something here. Okay, the trade is good. Yeah, I don't mind the trade. And I could see a Fungal Rebirth end of turn. To start chump blocking, and he's trying to race me in the ground with the flyer. Yep. Knew what's coming, okay. And I can just swing out with all, maybe next turn or something. Anointed Chorister, pretty annoying. I think we need to swing all out. And we'll just use Invigorating Surge on whatever he blocks. Because he's trying to keep the Anointed Chorister as a pump trick. Okay, we'll just attack with all. And we'll just tap the Vigilant Skies too while they're attacking to enhance our Siege Striker. Okay, we're going to wait for the pump trick. Yeah, I don't think you're getting out of this one, opponent. This deck is just too insane. I have 3 lethal threats. There's no way he can win this. He would need he needs to string together a bunch of swift responses essentially. Yeah, let's just play out this Valorous Steed. Yeah, this deck is absolutely absurd. Yeah. Even made him waste 2 swift responses. That's funny. Alright, final boss. So, overview of this deck 15 lands, because essentially our curve is incredibly low. We just have a bunch of 2 drops and a few 4 drops, 3 5 drops. Secure the Scene I'm begrudgingly playing. I've been playing 15 lands and it has been okay so far. The reason why I'm playing 15 is that we don't have any way to prevent ourselves from flooding, and of course our curve is very low. Um, in terms of removal, we don't have much. We're relying on double Invigorating Surge, Legion's Judgment, and Secure the Scene as kind of our removal spells. Most of the combat and heroic intervention, to say the very least. We're looking to just kind of go wide, kill the opponent. The biggest MVPs so far have been the Siege Striker and the Conclave Mentor, both doing amazing work together. In terms of +1/+1 counters for the Conclave Mentor, we have double Invigorating Surge for it. Tempered Veteran, once you get the 6 mana Scavenging Ooze, which I haven't seen at all this entire game. Makeshift Battalion can gain a counter. Bazri's Lieutenant can give a counter. So a couple ways to gain counters, but not too many. The best card I think so far for us has been the Siege Striker. Has been really overperforming, especially the Valor Steeds on turn 5. You can just tap a bunch of stuff. It works very well with the Short Sword. It's just a really excellent creature to curve out into, and yeah, there are definitely some issues with this deck. There's no removal like Hunter's Edge on turn 4. There's no efficient removal, besides, I guess, a Legion's Judgment sometimes, which, if you're lucky to get, can happen. And it's also sorcery speed, so it's pretty bad, but I'm still main decking anyways due to the lack of removal. So yeah, there's a lack of removal. There's no evasion whatsoever, so there's no way to fly across. Our only way to win is essentially just attack our way across and use our combat tricks to grow our creatures larger and potentially put counters on their creatures while the mentor is on the battlefield to get them large enough so the opponent is forced into an awkward trading position. So there you have it. This is our 15 land Selesnya +1/+1 counters deck. It has the amazing gold color Conclave Mentor payoffs, but again, it is lacking some crucial components. I think this draft went exactly the way it was supposed to go. There was a chance I should have been in red white, perhaps, since there was a late Alpine Houndmaster, but we didn't see any early on. Red was kind of flowing with the Igneous Curse, the Shocks, and I think there was a Soul Seer that we also passed up. But the first pack kind of settled us into white green, given that we opened up a Scavenging Ooze, we were past a Feline Sovereign. That would have played well with the Prime Malkins, and then we got a Tempered Veteran, which is mostly a white, green, gold card in my opinion. Sure, you can play this in any white deck, but you do need to have a lot of counter synergy to actually leverage this. Otherwise, a 2-mana 1/2 body is pretty unimpressive and unexciting. And then we got past the Conclave Mentor somewhere around pack 2, kind of solidifying us into white green +1/+1 counters deck. And also some Invigorating Surges in the first pack was also passed. So that was also a signal that we should have been in the +1/+1 counters deck. We were heavily favoring white, so we're playing 7 green sources and 9 white sources. And so far, it's been working out quite nicely. I'm quite surprised that usually in this type of deck, I would try to go even split, but with the Conclaves and the Scavenging Oozes on turn 2. But overall, a pretty fun deck. And let's move on to the final boss, and hopefully we can get a nice 7-1. And that's me drinking water in the background if you're listening. I'm sorry, I should be muting, but I'm kind of lazy, so mind me. Alright, Anointed Coreset on 1 pack leader. We just need our green mana, but this seems good. I think I don't mind keeping this. We're on the play, and we've always been top decking our green mana. Opponent's also mulliganing, so we kind of have a slight advantage, so to speak, but we can start pressuring him right away, which is always good. This is a set where you want to pressure the opponent with turn 1, turn 2 drops. But the opponent seems to be playing a more mid-rangey ramp deck, and that's pretty nice. I think I'll hide the info of my Scavenging Ooze and just play out the Watchdog first, so he doesn't know our second color. But I guess there's no point in hiding it now. We might as well just attack first, see what happens. So we could see a Lore Scale Quaddle next turn, but okay. I guess that plays around Lofty Denial, so he might be keeping up Lofty Denial here, which I don't mind. He kills a short sword. That's at least that's not as bad as killing the Ooze. So now what we can do is we can just move to attacks. And then we can even use the Invigorating Surge, but I don't want to yet. I'm going to save it. I could have gotten maybe like 2 extra damage. But we have to save them as combat tricks, I think. Well, exile the graveyard. I don't know if exiling the graveyard is relevant, but let's just go for it. And then we can attack here. This is not really a game of Magic, in my opinion. Yeah, this is not even a game. Opponent's just not playing anything, and it's over already, which is quite absurd. Yeah, we'll let the bounce happen. We'll just use the Invigorating Surge and kill the opponent, I think. Conclave Mentor is pretty insane, but I think we just attack and use the Invigorating Surge, I think. Yeah, we just do it now. I mean, it does punish me if he has a removal spell, but it's quite nice to just punch through and get an annoying creature out of the way. Could have a Capture Sphere to punish me. Okay, another bounce spell, makes sense. And I guess I might just set up my board now, so I could just play out the Conclave Mentor. Could see a Lofty Denial here. I mean, he just used one already, so hopefully he doesn't have a second one. And then we're just going to set up for an all-out attack next turn. We do have another Invigorating Surge that can start giving us counters. I don't really care about that creature. Play out land. Don't really want to secure the scene. I could also threaten to pump with the Anointed Courser, so I think I'll go for it here. Alternatively, I could just attack with the dog, play out the Scavenging Ooze. Maybe that could just be better. And then, if he doesn't block, then I'm just going to use the Invigorating Surge, and hopefully there's no pump trick. Okay, I'm going to risk it here. No bounce trick, I mean. Hopefully just no bounce trick. And he had a cancel. Okay, that's going to get in for 2 at least. So you're saving the cancel essentially just to deal with my Ooze. That's fine. We have some lethal attackers next turn that he's forced to contend with. Spore Web Weaver, okay. Do I secure the scene on the Spore Web Weaver? Alternatively, I can just play out the Ooze. If I pump this into 5/5, I guess I can always secure the scene on the 1/4 and go for an all-out attack eventually. Let's just play out the Valor Steed, I think. And if he's playing on our counter spell, that's also fine. I really don't want him making tokens and gaining life, so we'll just pass here. Just set out for an all-out attack, I think. Could have a Rain of Revelations end of turn, I think. I could be playing this poorly. Don't know what I could have done. I think it was too risky doing the pumps because the opponent was doing some weird stuff, like keep up cancels and all this other stuff. We're just gonna play out the tap land. I guess I'm fine playing out the Scavenging Ooze, and then he can start growing, gaining counters by exiling the Roaming Ghostlight end of turn. I guess I also don't mind equipping the Short Sword onto the Valor Steed and attacking with it. Yeah, I guess I don't mind that. He does make a 1/1, but who cares? Okay, sure. He is wasting his removal spells, and then next turn I can make this into a 4/4. by exiling his graveyard, and we can say go. I guess I could always just attack with the Anointed Chorister and see what happens. Yeah, let's just do that, and then if it dies, I can always exile it. Of course, I need to use up my whole mana for the entire turn. He's gonna make another spider, sure, we're just gonna pump here. Okay, Ranger's Guile, okay. Sure. Just trying to make up chump blockers, okay, sure. Right, opponent's playing pretty nicely here. We can just exile his graveyard and grow our Scavenging Ooze end of turn. We're at 30 life, so we should be pretty decent here. Opponent is low on cards. I could have also equipped, I think, but I think I want to just start exiling his stuff. He's just wanting me to use up all my mana for one turn this whole time, so we'll just do that, and then we'll put out the Watchdog, and we'll go even wider. We can even secure the scene to 1/4, and then get an attack eventually. Frantic Inventory. Okay, so he could have another win condition here. Let's see. So it's a blue control deck. So I guess we're forced to attack with the Anointed Chorister, and hopefully doesn't make many more chump blockers. So I think I'm just fine attacking like this. He can start chumping, I can exile his graveyard. I'm fine with a trade here, so that's a nice 2-for-1. We'll definitely put the King Glide Master first. Yep. And we'll just exile those 2 cards out of his graveyard, end of turn. I guess I can also exile his Frantic Inventory. Yeah, he's not going to win this. Okay. There we go. 6-1 draft with a deck that shouldn't have been. 7-1 with a deck that shouldn't have been 7-1. I think. I guess in the deck that had a lot more removal, we would have been in trouble. But we've been mostly playing against opponents with creature heavy decks, so we're just like attacking back and forth and trading. So yeah, against a real control deck with board sweepers and lots of removal spells, we would have been in trouble. But yeah, let's claim our prize. And pack one, pick one. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening today? Coreset 2021. Alright, pretty bad pack. This pack sucks. Tide Skimmer is okay, but he is the best card in this pack by far. But you're only going to mostly play this in a Blue-White Flyers deck, so I will probably take the Tide Skimmer here, but don't try the Chromatic Orrery. It's too much mana for this set, and sure, you can pay 5 mana to draw a card, but this is a lot of mana, way too much. It's a Tide Skimmer here. I'll take a Gale Swooper as a good 4-drop. Definitely one of the best white commons in this set. White has a lot of excellent commons, and this is one way to give a creature flying, and then this becomes a threat in the late game as well. So easy Gale Swooper. I'll take an Obsessive Stitcher. I talked about this card already in my previous draft video. I'm not going to talk about it again. Definitely a lot worse in this set than it was in Dominaria, but still a fine 3-drop that you don't mind casting on 3 to trade off and make annoying 1/1s that can chump block. So definitely Thought is a fine card. Probably just take a Falconer's Adept. I'll definitely take Basri's Acolytes over this. Pack one, pick one. I would take this over Gale Swooper. But overall, I mean, if you can give this flying, if you can clear a path for it, Falconer's Adept can definitely get out of control. However, the stat line is not amazing. It definitely gets blocked pretty easily in this set. Yeah, it can get double blocked easily. It can trade down pretty easily, but hey, if you can get across and you can, force a bunch of trades early on with your creatures, If Falconers manage to get 1 or 2 attacks off, you're kind of favored to win that game since the Flying Bird tokens are a nuisance and it is putting the opponent on the clock, so easy Falconer's Adept. And Hellkite Punisher is too expensive for this set. It would be good in a nice red-green rampy mid-range deck or black-red control deck, but in this set it's a little bit too expensive, I think. I think I'll take Selfless Savior over Eliminate. Eliminate is a powerful removal spell, no doubt, but white is undoubtedly the best color in the set, and Selfless Savior is a very good card. I mean, it's absurd how you gave white feeder resistance in this set. You gave them Angelic Ascension, which can dodge removal spells and transform the creature into a 4/4 angel, and it's more absurd giving them a dog that can give any creature indestructible. So if it has like if you have a pack leader in deck, this Selfless Savior gets even more absurd as a turn 1 play. So yeah, I'll take a Selfless Savior, but Eliminate is also pretty excellent. Best common is Finishing Blow, which it is still a good card, but definitely not amazing in this set. I would definitely take a more cheap, efficient removal spell in this set over Finishing Blow, since it's very hyper aggressive and the games end in like turn 4 almost in this set. But Eliminate is pretty fun. It's pretty good. Sometimes I might even first pick this in a draft just to have fun, but really it's a Selfless Savior that's the MVP usually in the white decks. Okay, yep, nothing here that I like. Frantic Inventory. Okay, I'll probably take a Frantic Inventory. It's definitely a thing if you have at least 3 or 4 copies of them. If 1 or 2 copies are not very amazing, but once you get to 4 copies or more, this can get quite out of hand, and you can leverage you a lot of card advantage. But you're going to mostly be playing this in an Izzet deck or a Dimir control deck for the most part. White-blue is not looking to be controlling, it's looking to be very aggressive. So anyone who's trying to tell you they're going to draft a white-blue control deck, it's going to be pretty difficult because you would need cards like 9 lives, lots of removal spells, lots of bounce creatures, etc. So yeah, white-blue control I don't really think is a thing, but if you can make it happen, it's not going to be as efficient as it is in blue-black control. I guess green blue also is trying to leverage the card draw effects, so I guess Frantic Inventory also has a home there. However, I haven't seen any impressive white blue decks. I think green blue decks, because green blue somehow just seems very slow in this set, definitely compared to white and red. I guess if you can assemble a bunch of Drowsing Pteranodons, Lore Scale Quados, then your deck can definitely be very good. But blue-green has not come up together too often, and it hasn't been too impressive so far every single time I faced it. And there you have it, another 7-win Coreset to 2021 draft. I could do another one, I could do another Dominaria draft, but in the meantime, stay tuned for more content and enjoy your day, folks, and don't forget to wear your mask.